Hey everybody, today I'd like to show you how you can get almost 4 kills per hour in Elite Dungeons 3. Now, it's very tight, and your aura is gonna run out mid-Ambassador on the final run, but overall, if you follow these steps, you should be able to get close to that elusive 4 kills per hour goal. So first things first, you need the Corbicular perk from the Ranch Out of Time, you need max gear, you need the Terrasol Ball, all perked out. So basically you need best of slot everything in order to make the most out of this method, which is going to be out of reach for most people looking to do Elite Dungeons, but you can downgrade your gear as needed and go from there basically. So let's get started right now. Now, the first thing they really want to do right here is drag a battle axe outside of the War's Retreat at the Adrenaline Crystal, then go in and overload, and then go enter as soon as you can. Surge and Blade Dive over to the first wave. Use a strong basic, and then send out your Hurricane, Target Cycle, and Quake with all these dudes here. Wipe them out, and then Blade Dive, Surge over to the other side. Flurry the first wave, and then finish them off with strong basics regardless. By the way, if you notice the magic overlay right now, that was a mistake because I didn't switch it from magic to melee. This will be fixed later on in the run, but just wanted to let you guys know. Now for this part, you want to Meteor Strike here. Use a Fury first for the crit buff, and then Meteor Strike. Throw a Vuln Bomb if you really want to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If I'm close to killing these guys, I don't really throw them. And yeah, hit these guys as quickly as possible. Use your AoEs as well. This is where I also use Flurry because it's a good enough AoE ability here. And then use more basics. Also, you might notice I don't have an aura active right now, which is why I splash against those guys. That's intentional, so we can get that coveted 4 trips in 1 hour, basically. Here, use your Hurricane Quake, and watch as I try to reset my aura in the middle of this, to little avail. Finish the rest of these with AoEs, whatever, strong basics. Now you mostly skip boss face, but since this is like the first one, I just go for it and lure all the zombies over here and finish them off from here. Put on your Salve Amulet. I didn't put on my Salve Amulet here, so I did lose a bit of DPS here. Oh well. Meteor Strike as well for some massive damage. And Hurricane, Quake. And do some more strong basics, and there you go. Finish them off right here. Now for this part, you want to go Target Cycle Barge, and then throw 1 basic, and then bleed Assault on that 20k zombie, and then Hurricane and Quake the rest of the zombies here. Finish them off right there. And then Blade Dive over to the Cloak Zealots, and then finish them off with Flurry and more strong basics, basically. Same as usual. Finish them off. Try to end this part at 100% adren, and yeah, basically go from there. Make sure your stuff is reset and all that, and go from there. Now for Crashing Leviathan, you want to bleed Assault as soon as possible. Berserk, Surge, Target Cycle, Barge, strong basics with your 188s, and then bleed Assault to destroy. And then Vuln Bomb. Remember to Vuln Bomb close to Cassian. You can't click on it for it. You just have to do it next to him. 3-hit Flurry within your Zerk, and then right as your final hit, right as your Zerk runs out, use Quake to finish it off for extra damage. And then ZGS, try to get the Lossless auto right there. Dump all of your thrustles here. Do not try to fish for a second Berserk. So just completely go balls deep into DPS and use as much thresholds as possible while spamming your familiar here. So just keep attacking, and Crabs and Leviathan should die fairly easily here. It's not always guaranteed to get the 1 cycle because of some hit RNG, but more often than not, you should be getting this, especially with Rippers, assuming their current strafe. But even without their current strafe, when they get nerfed eventually, at the time of this recording, Rippers have not been nerfed yet. It should still be doable, because it was still doable even before Rippers or Archaeology, basically. Now, barge one of the Crabs and Scouts here, and then lay down a bleed assault on the Cloak Zealot, and then finish off the rest of these with Hurricane and Quake, and then go over to the rest. You can also put on your Salve Amulet right here. I don't think I do it right here. And then get rid of Meteor Strike. Oh, I do put on my Salve Amulet. And then you can also put on your Undead Slayer. You can also do Undead Slayer when you're at boss faces area, but I just keep forgetting about that. So, but that will be something else to optimize for your mob clearing. For this rim, target cycle Barge and bleed an assault on either the Necromancer or one of the healthy skeletons, and then use Hurricane to finish the job. Move on over there. I like to bleed Dismember and Slaughter, and then just move on and get out, and then focus on killing these zombies. You can throw a Vuln Bomb here as well. This also helps a lot. And just clear them from there. So what I do here is I'll barge this Necromancer and then bleed an assault, sorry, and then do some basics, build some adrenaline right here, and then get over to the artifact. For the next Necromancer at guarding the next barrier, I barge here, and then I bleed a Flurry here. Bleed Flurry. Oh, I accidentally bled the zombie right there, and just hit him here with a Hurricane, just to finish him off as soon as possible. This is going to ruin a bit of my bridge rotation here to a degree. It's not going to be too drastic, but it's going to be a bit altered. So what I do here is that I Devo, and then Bleed Eye Surge to target cycle Barge. I bleed in Assault here, and then I Quake, and then I Hurricane the Necromancer, and then step under it to cleave to kill both the Necromancer and the Sea Horde that I used Bleed Assault on. And then I Surge Blade Dive over to the next part and finish them off with all this stuff here. Strong basics and all that. Blade Dive Surge here to avoid them. Since I was a tick late on my Surge, I wasn't able to completely avoid their aggression. This is where Meteor Strike next comes in play, where you'll Meteor Strike them right here for massive adrenaline refunds, and then Hurricane. Here I try to keep building up some adrenaline again because I'm not quite there yet, and I didn't really want to use a dummy as soon as possible. So here I'm gonna frantically get my preset loaded, and then switch over my stuff to Terrasol Mall, and then move over to Taraket. Taraket can be a bit annoying and deadly if you aren't used to it, but as long as you know what you're doing, you'll be okay. So put on your Salve Amulet, bleed Assault with your Terrasol Maul, then switch to a dual wield, so your Terrasol Maul bleed does more damage, basically. So your Assault should consistently crit 15Ks. 3-hit Flurry here, and finish them off more and more with your strong basics. Just use some random stuff here, and then once you phase them here, get on the Rift with your other abilities. Don't use the Terrasol Maul, of course, and then Vuln Bomb as well. Quake as well for clearing out all the skeletons right there. Get ready to barge with dual wield, not your Terrasol Maul, and then ZGS spec here. Switch back to your Terrasol Maul for your Lossless auto. Bleed another assault there, and get ready to destroy him here. Here I missed a bit of like a nice window to AoE him there. Rather not AoE, for like burst damage with Hurricane to get him to hit him harder, but that's okay. Here for the Corpse Carrier, I actually do kill him. I bleed a Flurry here, walk him with a Slaughter, and then hit him as hard as possible. And then I try to get as much people as possible here for a big Meteor Strike to get both crit refunds and hit the Corpse Carrier as hard as possible. Try to fish for as much AoE as possible so you can kill the skeletons as well as the Corpse Carrier. So Taraket doesn't have to heal, and then get back on Taraket with Berserk, and there we go. 3-hit Flurry as usual. Activate your Undead Slayer as well for both your Berserks, I should say, and then finish him off right here. By this point, he shouldn't be too bad. You can ZJ spec here as I do right here, and finish him off. Basically, as long as you finish off the Corpse Carrier in a timely manner, you'll be okay. You can ignore the bloat, and the bloat will die on its own from your own AoE hits for like Hurricane and stuff like that. So that's good. You can even pre-bleed it with like Dismember right before you get the Corpse Carrier as well. So for the room beforehand, you just use your AoEs and all that. Here, activate Demon Slayer and bleed an assault on him, and then finish him off right there. Simple as that, basically. Ignore all the Calgarians right here. Use your Blade Dive, search, and get away from all these people. This part is very straightforward. You just kill the Necromancers with whatever you got. I bleed Assault here, but normally I do actually use Hurricane to wipe it out. But I didn't right there. But it did die on its own because I did bleed in Assault. So there's that. So finish off this dude right here. It will die with a Slaughter and the Ripper Demon, of course. And then finish off this guy. Try to line up your killing him with your Blade Dive so it can immediately go just like that. Just for a little bit of speed optimization. Surge all the way over here. Barge one of the warriors with mobile on, bleed another one with assault, and then AoE with your Hurricane and Quake, and finish them off. Finishing them off with whatever you got, basically. Try to barge right here with a destroy. So, and also get some AoEs in, and prioritize the ones that are low HP. Or rather high HP, so your AoEs can inadvertently kill the ones with lower HP. And then for the Zealots here, you're gonna want to use your Meteor Strike right here, and then hit really hard with your AoEs and all that. And basically the same old. This part also hurts, so if you ate a lot during Taraket, you should bank right when you drop down here. Now, normally right here, this part can suck because this is where mini-bosses spawn. If the mini-bosses spawn, hug the west wall and make sure they don't see you. If they see you, you have to kill them, but it will eat into your time and slow down your kill speed, which is something unfortunate. You just gotta deal with it. Now, wipe these out, quickly rebank, and turn on your Disruption Shield, repot, do all of that, and get ready to go in. Now here, you don't surge after your Zerk. You instead, you Zerk and then run in, and then you barge. This is so you can bait out the magic attack, and then go from there. Bleed your destroy, and then, not destroy, bleed your assault, and then destroy. I do a 2-hit flurry here because I missed the tick after my barge, so I wasn't as efficient as I could have been. So I quake here. I actually lay my smoke in right here, very close to him, and then I ZGS him, run forward, and then I do some basics here, and then I will destroy. I'll ignore the black hole here as well. What I'll do here is that I'll reprisal this, and then I will use assault, and then finish him off as quickly as possible. Try to basically phase him in the middle of that. Drop off your smoke right here. And then once your smoke dies, get on the spinners as soon as possible. Bleed them with a flurry, and then quake the second spinner, and then use strong basics here. Build to 100% during this time. Try to get your Ripper to kill it. And then right here, you should use Hurricane, and then another strong basic here, and then use Dragon Battle Axe right here, and then finish it off right here. Use a Scythe here so you can easily get to them, and Blade Dive as well, of course. Bleed him right here, and just keep attacking. Here, when you get 100% Dren, use Natural Instinct, and then just keep attacking him here. If you're really close to getting hit, just surge through, and then just eat up from there. Keep building up from your Natural Instinct, and then Berserk, another one here. Be careful right here, because sometimes Ambassador can catch you off guard, and if he meleeed you as a second auto right there, and if you use Disruption Shield too early, he will snipe that Disruption Shield and you might die from the explosion, so be careful of that. Now here you want to go for the second black hole skip as much as possible. I think I'll get it here. Yeah, I think I get it here. But it's not always like feasible to get the skip right there. If you get the spawn right there, you can just deal with it as normal, but it's still mostly better to just ignore and keep deep seeing down Ambassador. Dump your assault and destroy inside your Z spec and keep going from there. Just keep attacking them here, lay down another Vuln Bomb, and then get ready to Zerk again right here. Anti to your Zerk. By the way, if you step under him, you block all the smoke. It can even get to flank him to a degree, which is pretty good. So I use a Destroy here, then 3-hit Flurry. And then attack him here, and then use Assault. And this will do a lot of damage to him. And by this point, he's only gonna do one Magic Onslaught, so get ready for this point. And then use your Reflect, and then res res when the time is right, and there you go. That's how you basically beat Ambassador very, very quickly. You also need to spam your summoning flask as much as possible during all three bosses, Crassi and Taraket and Ambassador. But that's basically how ED3 runs work. So yeah, I'm gonna let the last 3 runs play out in 4 times speed, so you can always watch along and slow down if you need to. So yeah, that's all I really got here. Enjoy the rest of the content and have a good time, everybody. See you later.